Recording here.
I press a button, make the roof leak. Lately, I've been coast to coast with it, trying to have them coming in the boat with it. If you don't grind it, you can't relate. My name is obese in your city. Mean that it carries some weight. Rory in traffic, I move through the hate. What you learn, I'm feeling myself. Hop about the road, they calling it murder. Fool for thought this shit, it came with a serve. Repeating my level, the body you reach. I just keep it on the up. This might just
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Y'all know the episode on Up and Up.
I was so live.
You could have been doing anything else. Y'all could have been rocking anywhere else, but y'all decided to come and kick it with us. As always, we appreciate that. I'm just setting up my watch party real quick, and I will be ready, man. There we go. I'm good now. All right. How's everybody doing this Tuesday? Y'all good, man? Look, Look, you know what I'm saying? As y'all can see, I've got an overhauled whole different set of cast members on this fine Tuesday, because this conversation is about to be epically ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So, as always, I give them an introduction or whatever, man. I save my newcomers for last, you know what I'm saying, so they can get their background, get their bio in for anybody that might want to, follow them or, utilize anything that they might be offering y'all product-wise. With that being said, though, I'll start with, some people y'all are familiar with. Best friend, what's going on with you, girl? You all right?
Hey, Bessie. I know I was about to say, I ain't been on in a minute, but I'm not considered new, right?
No, you're not considered new. You ain't a household name because you ain't been on in a minute, but people are familiar with who you are, though. You know what I'm saying? So, it's all love. Look, hey, for sure. Hey, look, RJ.
I'm Dee Dee.
Look, go ahead, Dee Dee, talk that shit. Come on.
Look, I'm like, let me get my social media out. I ain't been on in a minute. You know how you don't been somewhere in about 90 days? You got to renew your membership?
Go ahead.
So, I'm Dee Dee, Miss Ava Moore on Facebook, Miss Bad Girl D on Instagram, and I'm an essential worker.
We thank you for being safe out there. We appreciate your essential ass. Look, man, you already know. It's all love. Shoot. RJ, what's going on,
what's
sir?
up with you? What's going on?
You all right, man? You got anything you want to tell us about yourself, bro?
Oh, man, nothing. I'm just, relaxing, trying to stay safe, trying to stay healthy. I hope everybody else is doing the same. I'm praying for everybody out there dealing with difficulties. 2020 is nothing but hell, but we'll get through it.
Hey, amen to that, man. My guy. Shoot, look, man, hey. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we got Ayo Radio in the building. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know who he is, Mr. You know what I'm saying? Black, a.k.a. D Green, man. You know what I'm saying? It's self-explanatory, but I want you to promote yourself anyway. You got to tell them, about your podcast, bro. Do your thing, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a man that don't need no introduction, but I tell you anyways. Ayo Apparel CEO, Ayo Radio Podcast. Definitely a brother to Court and Brandon. For those of y'all that don't know me, my name is Black, aka Deonte Green. And I'm just here as a guest. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to start fires and go home.
Pretty much. Look, man, I know what you're about already, but it's gonna be all right. We're gonna get it together, man. Look, you know what I'm saying? Crystal is there, you know what I'm saying? I see she out here with her mute on, you know what I'm saying? Look, sis, you gotta come in and at least say something to the people, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, I just figured out how to sit there and listen in on this shit.
Look,
I feel like I'm 55. I swear to God, bro.
Look, Bill, I'm getting to you in a second, man, because that's the dog dealer right there, man. I'm gonna let you get yours in there too, man. Look, y'all two is my last, regulars that they know who you all are, man. So
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Look, I see sis ain't got the picture up. Me and her gonna have a conversation about that in a second. You know what I'm saying? But Dale, my dog, This is your second time being with me, man. Tell them what it is. Give them background about you. IG, the works, man.
Man, well, you know, it's always a pleasure to sit there and to be invited in such a thing. You know, y'all support me more than people that's been knowing me all my life. So I got to tap in when you sit there and ask me to do something.
Flat out.
I mean, I ain't nobody important. I just do a lot of this and that. My hand is in pretty much everything. I never would have thought I would have been a guy sitting there selling dogs to everybody across the country, but that's me. I manage a few spots. So I do a lot of hosting and promoting, and I support our people, not my people, but our people, meaning all of us. In any positive endeavor. So,
amen.
That's all I'm about. Bill Has Bullies on Instagram.
Flat out, fly.
Yes, sir.
My dog, man. Good to have you. Good to have you. You know what I'm saying? Look, I got 2 left, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. Felix, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm going to let that man do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, these last 2, they in there, man. So go ahead, bro. Don't let me steal your shine. Don't let me steal your shine, man. Hey.
I'm Felix from Detroit. Mess with my man B. You can follow me on social media at Allure and Soul. So it's Allure_and_Soul_, or follow my photography, Allure and Soul Photography on Instagram and Facebook. I'm just here to enjoy the vibe, man. Let's just get it cracking.
All right, that's a bet. That's a bet, man. Look, and last but not least, look, Sean, we just had this conversation via email. I'll let you go ahead and tell them all about yourself. Give them a little brief bio on you then, man. By all means, take the floor.
What's up, everybody? Char, my Instagram is CharChristina12.
Look, Sean, we got a little breakup itch on our end. I don't know if that's Look, I couldn't hear it, but I wanted people to know, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no confusion. Like, she ain't say nothing. I'm like, well, look, I want to make sure you good. Hey. Can you hear me? Let me see. One more time.
Can you hear me now?
Absolutely.
Yeah, much better.
All right. So I was just, as I was saying, it's Char. My Instagram is CharChristina12. I got an up and coming blog site called Socially for the Culture, which is basically a curation of different self-awareness topics strictly for our culture and by us. So be on the lookout for that. It's called sociallycultured.com.
Okay. Look, shoot. Y'all heard what she said, man. Look, let me not waste no more time there, man. I'm ready to rock and roll, man. So I'm going to read this meme that I read, because this is pretty much where we're going to be at tonight. This is why I have a panel of all my peers together. You know what I'm saying? First off, before I even get into that, you know what I'm saying, please follow On the Up and Up at B. You know what I'm saying? Either on Facebook, Spotify, SoundCloud, anywhere where you can hear a podcast at. We are there. You know what I'm saying? Available for this episode and many others. All troops in the booth, by the way, to all of y'all. As long as y'all know that, we'll be good then. Anyway, Alexis Skye reposted a meme. The meme said, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. But, there's a but. Women's supposed to turn cheaters, felons, community dick, and liars into kings. Oh, okay. The irony. The irony was her last little word. That was her own little spin on the end of it or whatever, man. But, you know what I'm saying? The whole internet blew up about this shit. Females was like, preach sis, you know, they was giving claps, and it was cheers and all that, and it was men that was in their bag that felt some type of way about this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, since, you know what I'm saying, I'm a gentleman and chivalry isn't dead, you know what I'm saying, ladies, I'm gonna let y'all be first to, you know what I'm saying, give us y'all take on it then. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, was she spot on with it? Did y'all feel like, all right, you know, she put everybody in a category? Like, you know, give me a little feedback. Any one of y'all can jump in. I really don't mind which one of y'all go at it first. So.
Well, you weren't lying. It's the truth. I agree with it simply because it's like as a woman, we always got to come to the table with so much more now than what y'all come to the table with. Like, we only ask for like simple stuff: trust, honesty, and respect. And but nowadays, y'all want us to. We have to. What's the word I'm looking for? Be put all the way together. Career got to be on point. Finances got to be on point. Y'all want us to build y'all up when y'all emotionally broken because y'all don't want to go to therapy.
Ooh.
Oh,
wow.
You ain't got an end on your leg.
I'm like, loose tonight.
She straight just pulled everybody's car. I'm gonna take a drink to that because she just.
Me too.
Out the gate though, like that's how we coming out the gate.
She did.
Shooting.
She said the word. She was like, "Look, I got this TNT for y'all. I ain't wasting no time.
That's cool.
Okay,
all this shit up right now.
I ain't wasting no time. Let's get right to it. Okay, let's get it.
Yeah.
Well, listen, here's what I think about it. I think because when you look at that statement, you see, okay, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. But then when you get to the list of dudes, it's so many things. Felon, liar, community dick. So my thing is, oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that. But my thing is, what exactly in a male's eye makes a hoe to not be a housewife? That's what I wonder first before we go deep into what the topic is.
Okay, so your thing is you like, look, you want to find out the legitimacy of what the requirements is to be considered a hoe. You know what I'm saying? In this whole thing.
Yeah, from a male perspective.
If you gotta ask that question, that's a problem.
Dog.
I mean, not necessarily, because everybody got different perspectives of things. I mean, honestly, what's a hoe to one is not a hoe to another. So you can't say that. I mean, of course, you know the overall definition of it, but I'm saying in a perspective of you, what do you feel? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, you know, it's such a long...
That kind of go like what you said, what you add me requirement. Well, and I know this is a general, particularly asked per se, but and the representative of the let's say manhood, my requirement may be different. Like, I don't want no woman that too much smoke. I don't care for a woman that drink. Right. See, but those are my requirements. You see what I'm saying? But then you got some people who are in relationships where they don't mind sharing their girl with other people. Me, I want my woman just for me. So we got different requirements. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that these men are less than. I just believe they don't require a lot to be satisfied. It take a lot to satisfy me.
Flat. You said you got standards there, huh? But you said mine's
real high.
But I think
look.
I think that.
Give me 1 second, D, before you go. Look, Crystal, I want you to chime in on this too, because me and you had a brief conversation about this.
So, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
By definition, a hoe is a prostitute. By definition, if we want to be all the way technical, with that definition, you have to realize that's her job. If that's her job, I bartend. I show my titties sometimes. You get a little cleavage. I'm making money. So at the end of the day, if the money is coming in, it shouldn't matter. But if you can accept somebody as a hoe, you should be able to accept that drug dealer as well, because he out here doing something he's not supposed to be doing. So why can't you accept both?
She's trying to even the odds.
I like that.
Both.
I like that.
Yeah,
look,
you know,
look,
but the same
because I mean, that hoe could have paid for the house, car, keep the fridge full.
I heard that, RJ. Look,
I mean, they don't want to address that though. But...
all while sucking dick at the same time. Don't judge what she's doing.
The
lights are still on.
Look.
I like that. I like
that.
that.
See.
Well, I know a lot of them.
You know what? Hey, look, that's right.
Coming to you,
but you're right though. Being a prostitute
panel right now, man. And you know, like Dale said, you know what I'm saying, he's managed strip clubs. He's dealt with, you know what I'm saying, that side of the spectrum, you know what I'm saying, with some of the women that he's dated or dealt with or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So what's your take on this, bro? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm hitting you and then I'm hitting Felix next. Because Felix ain't about to sit there and enjoy this vibe, man. Look, I want to hear what you got to say though.
Hey, man, I'll kick it for a minute.
Like I said, I know a lot of hoes, and I know a lot of people that are perceived as hoes that aren't hoes. Me personally, I guess sometimes I have my whole moments. I mean, and then there's times where I'm saying that I turn down more pussy than some guys is willing to pay for. But it's and that's not necessarily me patting myself on the back. Fuck that shit. I'm 35 and I ain't nowhere near married because of the industry that I'm in. But
that's real.
And all, I could sit there and possibly put myself in a different position to where I can not necessarily meet as many hoes. But I mean, I got a girl that's on my ass that I actually I'm gonna be honest with you, that I fell in love, a strong rebound, but come to find out that she got a lot of numbers behind her. I'm talking about a lot of niggas that I know, people that I slap hands with, get fives and what's up, show love, that pull up to my crib. She didn't fuck a few of them. I found this out after I sat there and feelings was already there. So it's like, I mean, I hate to say it, but you know, not saying that she don't deserve to be loved, just may not necessarily be by me. You know,
right? Woo. That's facts. That's facts.
Now, to somebody in Farmington, or you know, shit, a few
suburbs over.
Look, he like, man, look right there, Livonia, on the corner.
Go ahead, you know, shit. But I mean, it's definitely a double standard. But I'm gonna let bro chime in on the on what he got to say about that.
Come on, Felix, step into the ring, man. Look, you go ahead and take that mute off. Let's go, man. I want to hear your take on this too.
So I come from a different perspective because, you know, I don't like standardized normalcies and shit. So in most cases, a female's gonna be called a hoe. She fucked a bunch of niggas, or she's had sex with multiple men. My thing is this: that's everybody should do what she want to do, as long as she doing it safely. I ain't gonna call her no hoe. That's just different. You know what I'm saying? But I know a lot of women who are sex workers, and they do it for the money because they got to make a living. So you have chicks who, like my man said, in the strip club or whatever, who do their thing. You got prostitutes, like Crystal said, who do their thing. So I look at it from a different perspective. Where the gray area comes in, that is, are you doing this shit safe? Are you just out here fucking and sucking just to be, you know, trying to fuck off a trauma, you know, or trying to get yourself through some hard time with a vice, which is sex. So I come from that perspective. And some people do it that way. I don't necessarily agree with that. You know, so like Shar said, some motherfuckers just need therapy, period.
I like
them. They do. Some motherfuckers just need therapy. I mean, and I see it every day on social media. You know, I follow a lot of people who are sexually open and are in alternative lifestyles, and the way they do it safely. They are picky. You know, a lot of them go through healing and therapy and a lot of that. But there's a lot of people out here who, like my man said, a girl then hit the homie off and hit two other dudes off that he know. So it's like, I don't know about this. But at the end of the day, people gonna do what they're gonna do.
Period.
Period. You know, as long as they're doing it safely, I don't really have no issue with it. You know, I knew a chick when I was in high school. I was 17? She was like 18, right? We was this close. And she was like, well, I've had sex with 35 men. And I'm like, I'm counting my fingers and shit. I'm like, that shit have made me comfortable. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna just let you be. I'm not gonna fuck with you because that shit don't make me comfortable. I don't call you no hoe, but you know, you did what you did. I don't feel comfortable with that. I'm gonna go this way. Look, they made me uncomfortable at that time.
You ain't like her Carfax when she told you that number, man. Look, that's all.
But I also had to look, yeah, you know what I'm saying, dudes. Sometimes you gotta be like, all right, that's what you did. I'm good. I'm gonna go this way. You do your thing, boo. And that's what I did. 36. Chicken tell me right now, like, oh, well, I fucked 100 niggas. That's nice. It makes me uncomfortable. I can't fuck with you.
Right. That's your standard, though. I can respect that. Look, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I got comments. I got to get to these comments too while we talking about this, man. Because Joven, y'all know Joven is Mr. Controversy. He is in the comments right now. I'm gonna start from the top and I'm gonna work my way down because I know, you know what I'm saying, how this shit about to play out or whatever, man. So Joven said, is that all women ask for? Referring to what Charnay said or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna bullet point that. I'm gonna keep that right there for y'all.
It's more requirements. That's basics.
Look, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
so,
that's basic.
That's basic.
So he said dick size, long lasting, money, house, car. Whoa there, buddy. With an exclamation point at the end of this shit or whatever, man. So then he goes on to say more, like, girls be tripping. Ever since Cash Dog came out with this song, these niggas for everybody, girls act like they not out here catching more bodies than Ted Bundy. You know what I'm saying? And that's where he's at right now. Now you're all caught up.
So, you know, hit the nail on the head with that comment.
Look, you said.
And I know a lot of Instagram girls that got a lot of bodies that a lot of people looking up to, and I'll be like, woo!
Right, that's your model. That's your role model.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then dudes following the Migos and Boosie and all them other ones, that's all crazy on the net. I mean, that could definitely go both ways. That could definitely go both ways.
I'm not disputing that. You're right.
Y'all don't even know your body count.
I agree with her.
I mean, let's just put it like this. It's men and women that both go chase trends. You know what I'm saying? So why are you chasing trends?
No more anyway.
Hey, say that one more time, bro. You said men and women chase trends,
Men
right?
and women chase trends. So whatever's hot. Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say all men and women. Let me rephrase that. Let me take that back and rewind that.
My dog.
Men and women who don't know who they are and don't love themselves a certain level, those are the ones who chase after the Migos and Cash Dolls and whatever. Women who, and I know a bunch of them, women who like want more than material shit, they want to build with you and actually lock it down with you, don't give a fuck about Cash Doll. Don't give a fuck about nothing on social media. They like, what can you bring to the table? What can we do with each other? What can we bond? Are we have like ideas? Do we have the same common interests? Like, can we rock with each other? Can we vibe to each other? Like, people ignore the energy part. So like if you meet a man or a woman who you like and you trying to get and they just like, yo, I can't fuck with you, your energy fucked up to them and they can't fuck with you. And that's just real. Like, so you either gonna chase one thing or you're gonna chase the shit that really don't fucking matter.
See, but when you get look, brother, when you get to talking about the levels and the energy thing, now you in a whole different universe that a lot of people ain't in tune with their star player to even understand that when it comes down to that type of energy there. You know what I'm saying? They're not ready to accept what that person has on that energy level because their frequency ain't even the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not a knock against them either or their character. It's just we in two different places right now. We might be perfectly compatible for each other. We might be in sync and everything, but if our frequency ain't right, it ain't the right time then. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you heard Erykah Badu next lifetime.
You know what I'm saying?
Perfect example of that.
Tell the gospel out there, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's a perfect example of that. Like, you heard the song. She telling you, like, hey, I can kick it with you, but, you know, I got the situation over here. Can't do with it. You know, so that's just what it be like. People already had that conversation, though, bro. I'm about to, you know, give me another drink in a minute.
Oh, we can have it.
All right, for sure. Look, we can have it all. Like, we get this thing, dude. Like, but Shayla said that it's your maturity and healing level. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much into what we talking about right there. Like, period, dude. You know what I mean? So if anybody want to piggyback on top of that, then let's go. We can go ahead and get it together. I'll let my man make a drink. I'll let the ladies take the floor. I'm sitting here crossing off my notes real quick. So please, look, y'all get it together. Hey.
What age are we talking about?
Uh-oh. All right, they did a little breakup mode, man. I sound like T-Pain, man.
It's the AirPods. Mine's been messing up, too.
It's the AirPods?
Yeah, it's the AirPods. Yeah, bro. Hit me with a clear, and I'll let you go ahead and run that by me one more time, man. Thanks. All right, I think my man's about to be good in 2 seconds, man. Look, I crossed off my shit. Look. Say something else for me, bro.
No?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's better?
A little bit.
I don't know.
But why you getting that stuff? I'm gonna say something real quick. I want to say real quick further to this or whatever, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, another thing of it is that, you know what I'm saying, the argument that can be had is that some people would say that it's like a product of bad decision making on that person. You know, so you know how people always say, you know, well, you talk to this person because of, you know what I'm saying, your particular taste and your particular speed of who the people that you like or whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? So some can say that your decision making because of your standard fucked you up to that point right there. You know what I'm saying? So they'll be like, all men ain't shit or all women ain't shit. Well, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the motherfuckers you dealt with just wasn't shit. You can't put that in a category then. You can't basically, you know what I'm saying, push everybody into a box. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you know the type of people that you like and the type of people you attract in your universe then. Comes back down to that energy and that level shit or whatever that we were just talking about a second ago. You know what I'm saying? You know, so people got to understand that before they make those decisions or whatever. And then the second thing, like to piggyback on what Felix said, is that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people still got that growing thing to do as well or whatever, man. Like a lot of men, you know what I'm saying, they're hurt. You know what I'm saying? Just like women are hurt, you know, so they won't express that to you. They won't tell you that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, if you're a reader of people and you've dealt with people enough, then you're going to recognize when a dog gets hurt. If a dog gets, you know what I'm saying, hit by a car or gets wounded, you know what I'm saying, they usually make a noise then. You know what I'm saying? That same thing goes in the assessment of what we're talking about, if that makes sense. Hey. Look, so
I think the problem is to kind of like not play sides, but men don't know how to deal with their hurt for real. That's part of the problem. And that was why I asked the question earlier about what's your definition of a hoe, because, you know, a lot of guys take one thing on a female that they think, stretch it as far as they want, and now they done. But then we got to deal with this, that, your kids, your baby mama, your fact you can't get nothing in your name. You know, it be stuff like that. But not, I mean, we can say a woman chooses who they want to deal with, but then at the same time is guys kind of get to the point where, like most men say, oh, I'm good after one crazy thing, but then expect us to be so forgiving on stuff. And that's why I say, like, men don't really know how to deal with their feelings. Like, it's a horrible thing.
Look, what was that, bro? Look, I heard you coming in. I couldn't hear it, though. Look.
How often can a man show his soft side or her side without being viewed as a punk?
Never. Never.
As much as you want.
Never.
As much as you want. No, that's a lie.
That's legit.
That is definitely a lie.
No, I mean, like, no, you can always show your feelings. Always be who you are. Be you.
I'm gonna take a drink right now and be on this one. I can't co-sign that.
And give my own a show that I'm actually caring about something. And that could just be me with the choice of women that I've come across. But anytime I show that, all right, be considerate, show the soft side of this and all that, women, they you give them an inch and they run a mile. When I'm an asshole, when I'm mean, I win. I swear to God.
Women love an asshole.
Like what are you winning? What are you winning?
It's not that we love an asshole. We like challenging things. A lot of us don't like simple stuff. So if you
don't like being full of emotion, like what? Like I can't be me. You just told me I could always be myself. Now you want something challenging. Well, which is it?
No, I'm saying I'm not saying that you can't be I'm not saying that you can't be open with your emotions or be in tune with your emotions. It's a maturity level of how in tune you are, not to the point where you're placing all your emotions on one person. Like that's what we consider soft. But if you showing me and telling me how you feel, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're crying to me about stuff that that I can't understand why you crying about, then I'm gonna be looking at you like you're soft.
Oh no, you know what I'm saying? That's a problem. Why you looking at me like I'm soft?
Hey, look, let me chime in on that.
Look, Black, let me come in.
I don't want to. Come on, man, hit me. I don't want to step on nobody's toes, and it's about 8 of us in here, so we should, allow one person to hold the flow at a time. But definitely, this ain't my show, but it's cool. What I got to say about that, in terms scientifically, men are more emotional than women. You can ask any doctor, anybody that has education in any way, shape, or form in that. Men are way more emotional than women. Then you have men that will use terminology such as, if I show my soft side, there's no such thing. First and foremost, you should be yourself. Whoever you are is who you are. If she don't like the way that you are, you with the wrong person. You need to find somebody that matches your energy, where you can be yourself. I don't want to control a woman, and I don't want the woman controlling me. So if I'm this type of person that's emotional and like to tell my feelings to my woman, and she like, oh, you a punk, I ain't with the right person. So, you know what I'm saying? That's flat out. So when a woman like, well, I'm looking at you like you soft because you crying. First of all, a real woman can be able to identify when a man is telling how he feel versus crying. Now you got some nagging, crybaby type niggas. That's just too much. You got to keep a balance. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my opinion.
I agree. That's what I was trying to say. There has to be a balance. You can't cry more than me.
But why not though? Why can't I cry more than you if that's how I'm feeling? But to that same thing, if I decide to showcase that side of me where I'm more softer and crying about situations that have bothered me or trauma that I've dealt with, next week when we get in an argument, you can't call me a bitch for crying last week.
And that's a lot of times
Whatever
when
she
women
play,
they throw that
look,
in your face, and you see that face because she knows she can do something up to somebody's face a long time ago. Like, oh, you was a crybaby ass nigga back, and you was. Damn.
Hey, look, ain't nothing more worse than being in the heat of an argument and then getting that whole thing unloaded back at you, man. Because that's
I'm talking about, boy, that's the worst.
Like, I ain't never opening up again to some bullshit. You just sat there and embarrassed me in front of my friends.
I'm light skinned. I can't do that.
That's how much age.
Don't be light
I'm
skinned
light
and have
skinned. I
emotions.
can't do that.
That's why you ain't got your camera on.
That don't have nothing to do with women and men.
Look, let me get to these comments real quick, man, because they are here in the comments. They jumping, dude, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Shayla said, don't be crying around me Don't be crying around me in 3 to 6 months. Joven said, amen. I'm taking it. He said, amen to what? You know what I'm saying? Dale said more than likely, and what RJ said did. I'm going to keep going because Shayla goes on and says, it's a difference expressing your feelings. Furthermore, she said, women seek a protector. A man can still be, I want to answer that, and I want to keep reading real quick, so just give me a second. A man can still be a protector even if he shows his emotions there. You know what I'm saying? Like, men have to have a moment of reprieve to be able to unload that and then pick back up and go, because sometimes that's not possible there. You know what I'm saying? When life is coming at you fast, when you're dealing with stuff and you taking care of your business and you're doing what men are supposed to do, we're not there to get accolades or receive, you know what I'm saying, a pat on the back for something you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to do that shit there. Whatever that's supposed to be is there. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. I want to keep reading though before we get back into this. Joven said y'all don't know what the hell y'all want. Right, y'all, you talking about what? You know what
Tell
I'm saying?
Joven, don't start today. Don't start today, Joven.
Look, I'm just
2
reading
points.
through.
A point for Joe. He's correct.
A point for Joe. Look, Christina said, I don't want no man more in their feelings than me, which is what Shark said.
Exactly. See?
Giving out points where they go, man.
Look. All I said was, it's not. Society has sat there and made it to where a man can't sit there and show his soft side. And not saying
that's true too.
That's what I meant with that. If anybody heard it wrong, I apologize. That was definitely not the case. But I'm saying,
my man. See, look, you know what I'm saying. Y'all got that for clarification. I'm gonna read the rest of these.
I'm not about to around here sitting there, you know, every day talking about I'm sprung like T-Pain.
Right. No.
Look,
you know, I'm just saying in general.
Right.
I didn't necessarily deal with any. Look, when I'm at like bro said, for some odd reason, women like ass. I sometimes act when I do some shit, be like, man, this woman let me get away with this shit, and I don't even really mean it. But if I say,
and you put a bullet point in that shit, you be like, all right, bet. Like, don't even worry about it, man. Look.
You ever had a woman tell you don't do some shit, or she'll leave you the fuck alone, and you do it anyway, and she don't leave you alone?
Bro,
that's that asshole shit.
I'm gonna call your bluff real quick.
That's your asshole shit.
Games. I don't got time for that.
Ooh.
Well, not now, but back then, like I said, what level are we talking about? What age group are we referring to? Are we talking about us in our 20s trying to figure this thing out, or are we talking about the 30 to 35 to 40 who've experienced life and know what we want now?
Yeah. So, Shar, how old are you?
32.
You're 32. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm gonna keep reading.
That explains it.
Y'all
that explains it.
What do you mean it explains it?
And we about to get back to this motherfucker.
It explains it because usually people go through this shift at 30, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Before I keep going,
every man goes through this shift, and most women go through this shift. If women don't go through this shift by 40, they ain't going through it. They just gonna be childish the rest of their goddamn life. Mm-hmm. But people usually go through shift at 30, where they put other things in perspective and they reflect back on their 20s, like, damn, I did some dumb ass shit.
Damn, my whole phase.
I'm gonna change this shit over in my 30s. Like when I hit 30, I'm 36. I'll be 37 this year. When I hit 30, my whole entire life was different than what it was in 20. And when I turned like 31, I was like, damn, I did some dumb ass shit in my 20s to women, just in general, especially in relationships. So like you shift at 30. That explains why you think like that. Anyway.
Okay. Hey, look, I feel like that conversation over on bullet point. Now I'm gonna finish these comments, and we about to hop back into this motherfucker, man. So. You know what I'm saying? Shayla went on and said, telling your feelings and crying is different. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a bullet point. I got to write that down in my notes real quick.
I got a question I'm going to pose to everybody when you're done, B.
All right,
what if I cried into that?
What if I cried into that?
What if I cried into my, spilling my feelings?
Look, hey, that's a good point. Man, give me a second, man.
So you saying you Allen Iverson crossover Jordan into your feelings?
Sometimes you just
I just want to make sure.
cup runneth over into that.
Look,
so you hot sauce and one into your feelings, pretty much.
Man, I'm talking about Trey swinging in the living room and Nia Longhouse.
So did you do that shit like in the 3 to 6 months, or did you like do it like in a year, 2 years? There did you like was it levels? To where
man,
you
come on, man. The first 6 months is fake anyway. Like nobody's themselves. And let's be real, nobody's them true selves in the first 6 months. First half year is a fantasy, right? And I'm talking about you got to see me shit like with the door open, and that's how you know, okay, we have crossed that threshold of realness. And now
the TMI moment of the day right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm the perfect gentleman. I'm eating with a fork and got my napkin on my lap. I ain't tucked it in or nothing. Like I'm being a perfect gentleman. After that, girl, sit down. Get her some chicken wings. And
so
you know what I'm saying? All of that.
So look, to the women, do y'all agree with it? You know what I'm saying? What he just said or whatever, like the first 3 to 6 months is pretty much fake in any relationship. Do y'all feel like that's an understatement, an overstatement? Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to hear what y'all got to say. Look, y'all three right here in the middle of my screen right now. I want to hear it. So
I say, yeah, your first 6 months, absolutely. I'm dealing with your representative. I'm not dealing with you.
Absolutely.
I see you at month 8.
Look, Shar D, y'all want to piggyback on anything else of that? Go ahead. Look, you already green. I see your box right there.
Oh, look, I'm sorry. It's a little lag on my side. But no, I mean, I guess I'm saying, because I just had this conversation with someone not too long ago, like, how do you know? I don't think you ever really know when the representative is going to leave. Like, who's to say if you think it's fake at 5 to 6 months, how you don't know that they can't carry it for another 2 to 3 months? You know what I'm saying? I feel like they could be fake month 2, fake month 5, fake month 8. So it's kind of like you got to weigh out the person. You can meet a person within a month, and it cannot be their representative. You don't know how long they've been waiting for somebody, how long they've been waiting to meet somebody. So they could be wholeheartedly real. Everybody's different. That's just my perspective.
I believe it's
some people
that honeymoon.
I mean, that should go longer than that.
Look, Dale, I'm coming to you. I want to hear what Shar got to say, and I'm coming right to you because I see you ready too, man. Shar, please, you got the floor. I want to hear this. Look, I'm listening.
So I believe isn't the first, like, I would say the first 6 months, that's the honeymoon phase anyway. You all feeling each other, lovey-dovey, you want to see each other all the time, and you still basically getting to know that person. It actually can take up to a whole year for you to really get to know somebody, but you also have to be able to pay attention to identify certain things that you don't normally would see, like the red flags. You just got to pay a little bit more attention. I don't think it's necessarily that they being fake about it. It's just that when you in that honeymoon phase, you actually like that person, so you're trying to show them, that you like them. But sometimes it can weed out the realness behind it.
Now, Dale, look, your interjection, bro. Look, I'm gonna put a bullet point right on you. I want to hear. Dale, let's go. Talk to me.
Honestly, I can't even. It ain't even no curveball for me. I actually agree with all what was said. I mean, but I watch a lot of. It ain't that much what I watch on TV besides sports, and we know that ain't shit going on with that. And Discovery ID, motherfuckers be married for 2-3 years and don't know that they sitting there doing some crazy ass shit. That they husband or wife is out here prostituting, or their husband cutting people up. Motherfuckers, I mean, certain people they want to be loved so bad that they sit there and they turn a blind eye to certain things, bad characteristics and all. So I mean, after so long, people they fake it till they make it. Like one of my homegirls, I love the hell out of her, and this is if she on here, I apologize, but for the guys,
about to be a mess.
I feel like she turned 30 and she wanted to have a kid, and I swear her baby daddy is sweet playing with guys. I mean, I don't know.
Oh no!
Shit.
Y'all ain't gonna be friends after this episode.
She gonna fire your ass as her friend.
She gonna be like, "Oh, you got your nerve then, huh? That's how you feeling, man. Look, all right, bet it up then. Look,
she's sending him a text right now, like you
right now.
Like,
Hey, if his phone go off, you know it's her.
But I'm saying, certain people they look past certain shit like that. Like, man, I swear my man is sweet. I mean, and I'm not knocking nobody that is. I that's their business, that's their life. So be it. But she wanted to be loved that bad that she went and had a baby, and then she didn't see him do some shit in front of me, and I'm like, you cool with that? You know, it's
look, so it's a whole lot of everything basically going on that you like. All right, I'm
but she just wanted to settle down and be loved, but she took that sacrifice.
To be
Devil's
loved.
advocate, though.
I think that's just what it was. She settled. Like it wasn't like that was just it.
For sure.
Or her standards, or her standards is different than yours.
Or her
That's
standards
true.
are
about to
on
say
the
that.
floor.
Like, it might vary from person to person or whatever when it comes to that. Like some people are, like you said, are willing to look past certain, you know what I'm saying, indiscretions or issues that other people won't. That's a no-go. That's a no-fly zone for some of them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that they're stupid. That just means that they're, you know, they're selective in their decision making with what they choose to put up with and what they choose not to put up with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I think age play a part.
You say what, lady?
I think she said.
No, I was saying sometimes age play a part because women, I don't know why. Men do it sometimes too, but hit a certain age and just think, oh, this is it. I'm 30, I'm 35. I can't never have a kid. I'm not married already. It's over. Like, I never understand that mentality. And I think that play a lot of part in that example, like what he said about his friend with the baby and stuff. And that's why a lot of people settle too.
Oh, my bad. That's rude. I apologize. But a lot of people hit me with that. Like, man, you ain't married. You ain't got no kids, man. You 35, man. What's the hold up? Where in the rule book does it say that?
There is no rule book. To answer your question, there's absolutely not. You can't put a timetable on any of that shit then, dude. You know what I'm saying?
At
like
your own pace, please.
Exactly. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what worked for you, what worked for that person might not work for you then. There's people that's married right now, you know what I'm saying, that's on their way out the door for a divorce and they've been married for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And they did it right. They got it at 20 in their 20s. They had the kids. They did all the stuff that the society deems as it being like, okay, you're on time. No, it ain't no timetable to that then. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's gonna take a minute for you to find the individual you're supposed to deal with, for you to find the job you're supposed to be doing, any of that shit. There's no specific thing to that. And that shit kills me with society putting a timetable on what they deem as, you know what I'm saying, the right time for you to do anything in life then. You know what I mean? Like, it's some unhappy people out here right now that's probably like, man, preach on, brother. Looking at their spouse like, I can't stand this motherfucker.
I can't stand
it.
Let me tell you something.
Preach, nigga.
Here's the thing, though. You come down the birth canal by yourself, right? You come down the birth canal by yourself. Even if you got a twin, you still come down that motherfucker by yourself, right?
By yourself. Facts.
So why the fuck should you live by anybody else's fucking rules?
Facts.
Period.
But social media has a big part in a lot of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a huge.
A lot of it is. Yeah, a lot of it is family conditioning. Like, you're supposed to do this, and this is the standard you live by because your daddy did this. Well, my daddy was a fucking drug addict and abused women. I don't want to be that shit. Like, you know, so I'm just like, people come down family lines doing the same thing they family did, and they never get to live their life for them. So, like, if you really want to find your own potential and live your life happy, you do what the fuck you want to do for you. Like, why the fuck I'm living for this person over here? Because your
Felix,
family.
I'm gonna tell you, Felix, that social media, like you were saying, is a huge influence in it because Facebook, for example, is a highlight reel for fuck shit. So these couples that are married or have been married for 1 to 5 years, posting all these beautiful ass pictures and videos of themselves having fun and shit. And outside of Facebook, she getting her hair knocked between the washer and dry. You don't see all of that. You just see what's on the highlight reel. So you see that, and I'm single, and I want to be that. I want that so bad.
Man,
I'm going to let the next motherfucker that come across me disrespect me, whatever, as long as I can just have that.
Look, I want to interject real
Foolish.
quick, RJ, because you know I'm in the 1 to 5 damn thing. I'm actually going into the 5th year next year, man, and I ain't. You know who my goddamn wife is. I ain't not.
You're an anomaly.
We all know
Right.
who your wife is.
That's what we know who your wife is.
We know who your wife
Congratulations,
is,
too,
dog.
by the way. Let me
Our shit is
slide my
pretty solid. You know what I'm
congratulations.
saying? All highlights
Yeah.
aside or whatever. You know, we pretty good out here. You know what I'm saying? We solid, we strong, we talk. You know, we do. You know what I'm saying? We do the things that you're supposed to do in a relationship. I don't want to get sidetracked though, because I got one other thing I wanna hit y'all with, because let me make sure what time. Okay, I got 15 left. That's good. You know what I'm saying? So look, piggybacking on everything that we said, it's safe to say that self-worth is in this conversation here. It has to be.
Absolutely.
Because that's part of the basically the tree to you being able to build a relationship with somebody, to you having good friendships, to you just basically being functional in life, you know what I'm saying, period or whatever, man. Because a lot of people don't have that self-worth. And that comes down to everything that we're fucking saying right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't love yourself, then I can't expect you to know how to love me. I can't expect you to even make an attempt to even build anything with me if you're not in tune with your star player then. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people aren't, but they'll dress it up in certain ways that, you know what I'm saying, that society deems it the way you understand. Like, they'll put it as an insecurity to their own personal fuck-ups then. You know what I'm saying? And you can't do that. Like, if you're able to identify you got a problem, now we getting somewhere then. This ain't got to be in no 1 to 3 month shit. This could be period, because a lot of people coming into these relationships half-cocked, and they not ready for none of that shit there, because they ain't unloaded none of their baggage that they've had already to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not telling y'all to deal with that. Let me say that first and foremost before we continue. You know what I'm saying? Look, you know what I'm saying? Some people are married, or some people in relationships, some people single. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that, you know, when you're dealing with somebody like that, you have to proceed with caution. It's a tread lightly type of thing. Are we all in agreement on that?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
See, that's what I'm talking about. The church, the church is gonna speak, man. Look, you know what I'm saying? And to top this off, because this is where we're gonna unload at and finish the night at, you know what I'm saying? Past transgressions shouldn't hinder future progresses. You know what I'm saying? So, like Felix said earlier in the show, he said homegirl had the 36-piece body count. Look, yeah, that's a deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? That's your past, but that's something he couldn't deal with. You know what I'm saying? We're not knocking the next person that can deal with that, though. You know what I'm saying? People got to be able to respect that person's past while dealing with that person in the present going into the future then. You can't put a label on somebody. You know what I'm saying? If you do, then you ain't no better than the person that you're trying to deal with then. Because you're passing judgment at an inopportune moment when you don't know who that person is then. Now, if you learn all the stuff then and you still keep going, nah, that's your fucking fault then. You can hold that L on your own. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, look, I've said my piece. I've unpacked it back to y'all now, so let's go ahead and do this shit, man. Look, so, you know what I'm saying? Anybody got an interjection to anything I just said?
I think that a lot of times. Go ahead.
Look, he was a gentleman. Go ahead, Didi. Go ahead, get out there. Let's go.
I mean, I was gonna basically agree with what you said, and I think that kind of almost twists back to the original topic, because it's almost like, you know, like I get Alexis Skye perspective of it, but it's almost like if you were with a coach who trying to turn to a housewife or a felon or all of that, if it's particularly a person's past and not what they are now, I basically believe people can change. You know what I'm saying? People can change from old ways. It goes to a topic of, will a cheater always be a cheater type of thing. So it's like when you with somebody, just be with them for who they are in the present. Don't judge their past. So that's why I was kind of saying, like, I agree with what you're saying, and it kind of twists back to how I feel about the original topic. So.
Okay, all right. Look, Black, I want to drag you here for a second, because I feel like
don't do it.
Mind, you are here to do some bullshit, so I want to hear what you got to say real quick, man.
I was chilling.
I know you was vibing. I hear the music and everything, man. Come on, bro. Look.
I don't want nobody to hate me.
Ain't nobody
gonna hate you.
No, look, that's why you got an
opinion.
Everybody got an opinion.
Then we say be you.
Be you.
All troops in the booth, bro.
Look, we said that earlier.
Yeah, so you had a question for me, or you just trying to see my viewpoint?
I want to see your viewpoint. Look. Oh.
Well, I'm just gonna put it like this. I've been listening to what Felix say. I hear what Shar said. A lot of things I kind of agree with. But in the same sense, I feel like, let's say, for example, women, they saying they taking so much, right? They taking the mama's boy. They taking the drug dealing nigga, and a nigga got a problem with her being a freak or whatever you want to call it, you know.
Okay.
My whole perspective is all about what you're looking for. See what I'm saying? Like, you got a person like me, like, I ain't looking for that. So you being that, it don't make me no difference, because that's not what I want. So
Fact.
If I'm looking for that, or if I'm seeking that type of situation, that's going to be a temporary type of situation. See what I'm saying? And that's what I done. That's something that I was looking for when, you know, in my past. Right now, you know, I'm 32 years old. I got multiple businesses. I got a lot going on. So it's like, that ain't what I'm looking back at. You know, and it kind of like, you know, not to bring it in, but, you know, even the Bible declared that, you know, when I was a boy or when I was a child, I did childish things. But when I became a man, you know, I put those things away.
Facts.
See what I'm saying? So I'm on something different. Like the strip clubs, that don't move me. I did start doing that at 15 years old. So it's all about what type of man, you know what I'm saying, that you're dealing with in the first place. Like I said, you know, you got some men to play with that. They still bored, you know, 35 with no kids and no marriage. That, well, not even marriage, 35 with no woman or no kids. That is rare. So it would have people looking at you sideways. Not saying that you got to rush, but it is sometimes you might want to look at yourself and figure out what you're doing wrong, because that is rare.
Okay.
So you saying somebody, wait a minute, hold on. So somebody got to be married and all together by 35? Is that what we saying right now?
No. 35. We saying from a man's perspective in terms of a black male. How many black males out here are 35 years old and haven't had a child?
I know a couple.
Not many. Not many.
Not many. Look, my first one is due at the end of the year. Look, you know, I'm 33.
But see, you married. You married, B. You married, B. You don't count.
I know. I just wanted to put myself in there for a minute, though. Let y'all understand.
You know, us married men, we don't count. You know, me,
Look,
you, we don't count. We married. We
my
don't
bad.
count.
I agree. Look, I'm sorry. But no, that's real though, bro. Like, you know, it's different for different folks.
It is. Bro. And it's like, even with that, I'm not saying that I don't necessarily want to trust and believe for a lot of the shit that I done did, the fun I done had, and some of my experiences. I got my lane side, I got my cool side, I got all that. I definitely want to say it's not one woman I talk to every day besides my grandma. And I'm not saying, and I want to, but some people can't deal with my lifestyle. I mean, me personally, I'm more so an entrepreneur. I'm like I said in the beginning of this, I may sell $10, $20, $30 a month at between $800 to $2,000. It may not be a lot, and like I said, I got my hands in so much different shit, and so me, I feel like I got to be an entrepreneur to understand my stuff, my shit. So even then, my last girlfriend was a bartender. She was cool with a lot of shit, and then all of a sudden, she like, hold on, I'm like, nigga, this is how I met you.
Right. So,
you know, like, this is how I met you, baby girl.
So,
you know, like.
So you feel like at some point in that, you like, look, she got, I'm saying, it got to a point where she didn't like your lifestyle, even though this is how your lifestyle started with her. Like, where did you change up at? You know what I'm saying?
Every day.
Right.
And I'm not just in a strip club, but I'm saying bartender.
Right.
You know, you ain't got to get naked and all that, but how you gonna have a problem with me necessarily being the person I am, popular, you know, to certain people and all that, but then now you like, hold on, I need you at home. I mean, I'm at home, but I don't make money at home all the time.
Ooh. So you saying like, look, I still got to do my hustle. Like, that's a balance of time versus, you know what I'm saying?
I got to ride this you.
I got a question.
I ain't saying I like going out. Look, B, you know my main spot where I hang.
I already know.
I'm with y'all, and that's pretty much it. You know, I'm at work.
Look,
I got a question.
Felix had a question.
Felix
I
got a
want to hear what you got
question.
to say, bro. Felix got the floor. Go
So,
ahead, bro.
all of us men have been in relationships where we've met a woman who knew who we was and what we was doing at that time, and wanted to change that once we got into the relationship with them. Right? Can we all agree on that, fellas?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right.
Amen.
So my question is, does it speak to an insecurity or conditioning from society that a relationship is supposed to be a certain way, that once you start getting the connection with somebody and be in a relationship with somebody, they want you to come out of the lifestyle they met you in? You get what I'm saying? Like, society tells you a relationship is supposed to be X, Y, and Z, these parameters, these whatever, right? And a person can connect with you in the lifestyle that you in, which is outside the parameters of what society says a relationship is supposed to be. And then they say, well, shit, I love you. So if you love me, you will come out this lifestyle that I met you in, that I knew you was doing, that makes money, right?
Okay.
Do you think that plays a role into that? Because if that's what it seems like to me. It seems like relationships change once somebody feel like, oh, you're not in this little box of what a relationship is supposed to be.
Now I got
you
something.
can bang with that one.
What's wrong with wanting to grow?
But it's
Look,
it's
one at a time,
growing up.
real quick before we break the internet, because we got 5 minutes. We against it. I want to hear this though. I feel like I got to do it. I got something for y'all after this episode is over. We're gonna talk about it in a second. But Black, I want to hear what you got to say, and then I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this motherfucker up, man. Hey,
I hear what Felix is saying. He's saying like, hey, if we both was, this way, if we was raggedy or whatever, and when we came together, or this how you met me, that's how you need to accept me. But however, I'm gonna make this real quick. I believe that change should come, as the relationship progress, and she wants more, she wants better. So you shouldn't be able to always just stay the same. You like, because this is how I make money. Money ain't always important when you meeting like a soulmate, because soulmates are rare. So if you meet somebody that you feel like is important, I'll give up these extra few dollars and I'll stop hanging out at the Pantheon and so on if this is going to bring us better together. Because if you're a true hustler, you can always make money. And I'm going to shut up.
Very valid point.
That's real. That's real right there. I like
Okay.
that.
Well,
look, oh my God.
that was Deonte speaking.
Look, they in the back.
Okay.
Y'all talking shit, man. Look, I got 3 minutes. I
had a rebuttal, but we'll say that for another time.
Hey, good shit, bro.
I gotta say my piece about it, and we gonna wrap this thing up, man. Look, so let me start off by saying, first and foremost, shout out to Yum Shots. My wife, she does liquor-based treats. She does Jello shots. She does pudding shots. She does jars. She does bartending. She does everything. Even with my baby gangster, you know what I'm saying, taking up refuge in her belly, she is still out here working. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to that. If y'all need either that, is Yum Shots. That's one word. Instagram, Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Y'all
I need
search
mine
for
without the liquor.
Look, flat out. You say you getting the virgin Yum Shots.
I can vouch that is amazing.
Look, hey, come on now, to tell the truth now. Look, you know what I'm saying? Look, I want to shout out RDM Transportation. Shout out to Joshua. Shout out to Randy. They can get you anywhere in this fine state. Anywhere that you need to go, they can take you there. Y&Y Landscaping, my homeboy, he has his own business. If y'all need bushes trimmed, y'all need lawns mowed, he's got y'all covered as well. That is Y&Y Landscaping. I got Touch Events. Mr. Controversy is in the comments, man. Shout out to bro. Look, the world is opening up, so his business is about to kick back off again. AO Radio is in the building with us right now, man. As always, I appreciate you for coming in, rocking with us, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look. You know, the dog dealers here. Like I got celebrities here, Lewis. So I got a little bit of everybody in this mug, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what I want to do is I want to keep this conversation up. I don't want to stop it right here. You know, my hour is up right now is 2 minutes, but I want to pick this up and keep this thing going outside of this real quick. If everybody got a little minute to spare after this is over, you know what I'm saying? If y'all do, message y'all. Y'all can let me know or whatever. If not, I understand. I get it. I thank y'all for the hour if y'all can't. You know what I'm saying? But I usually do a quote. I ain't even got a quote for that, man. Look, to all my family and friends, look, y'all stay safe. Y'all stay protected. Be blessed. Look, enjoy the rest of y'all Tuesday. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode on Up and Up. And we out of here. Peace out.